There's no one there?
All right, now I'll call the meeting to order.
Perfect.
First order of business is minutes from last meeting, I should say.
The 16th, December 16th.
December 16th, correct.
The only thing and I don't know, I want your opinion.
Yep.
163.
Yeah.
To put in 15,000, to anticipate only having to cover a third of this expense in 2025. Because I don't want it to look like we only need to pay 15,000 a year every year, but we're anticipating only having to cover a third of it. Do you know what I mean? So if we just put in 15,000 in
Anticipation of
covering a third of this expense in 2025. Yeah. Of only covering a third
covering
in 2025. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. A third of this expense in 2025. Yeah. That was the only thing I had that kind of stood out as needed, but great job. Yeah. I just don't want it to look like, well, wait a minute, it was only 15,000. Now, why is it 45? But, you know, yeah, we both have the plague. Did you have anything? No?
That was it.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of December 16th as amended.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye. I left them
And
with you so that I wasn't getting
Then we
bringing
have
the plague over.
non-public minutes from that.
From the 16th, I'll make a
Same night.
motion to approve those as presented.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye. And you can leave those over there, Jack. I'll get them after. Yeah, no big deal. Okay.
I'll walk out of the meeting with him and Jane will be calling me the next day.
Yeah. Oh, Jay will take them home with him.
All right. Next is the public hearing on the proposed purchase of town-owned land. We had the first of two public hearings on December 16th. We have received we have signed a purchase for lot 5 in the business park from HGP Holdings LLC, which is a entity operated by Herman Feudy, owner of Black Mountain Burger and La Vista Restaurant. Purchase price of $65,000. The planning board did discuss this sale during their last meeting on December 11th and unanimously supported the sale. I explained last time that the proposed use for this land is to build a building that will house Herman's business operations, like an office, warehouse, workspace, that will be used to store, work on and repair equipment from his various businesses. So with that, I will open up this second public hearing for comment or questions. There being none, I will close the public hearing. And any additional comments, questions from the board? And there's been no objections. And we have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. All right. That one is done. All right, couple of things here. We have a request regarding pay, and I'm hesitating because if this were a employee, that would need to go into non-public. Whereas it's an elected official, I don't believe we do for another employee, another personnel issue. Um, does anyone have the rules for 91A? Easily, yeah, I don't want to screw this up. I don't want to be accused of doing it behind in secret, but I also don't want to. Everyone's pay is public information. Yeah. Yeah. Which one? Read the one that relates to employees. Is there's one to discuss personnel?
Yeah, 91A2, that's correct. A matter or matters over which the public body has supervision, control, jurisdiction, or advisory power. Oh, no, sorry, open to the public. Collective bargaining.
Somewhere it lists the specific things that we can go into, and it's A, B, C, D, E, F. Because we always have to circle which one is which. Is that even on? Um. Yeah, you have them right there.
Session. Oh, here we go. Consideration of matters related to preparation. Emergency functions, consideration confidential, commercial or financial information, legal advice,
No.
application. Security related application. Anything litigation, sale. Matters of which discussed the public would likely affect adversely the reputation of any person other than a member of the body or agency itself. The hiring of any person in a public employee, the dismissal, promotion, or compensation of a public employee or the disciplinary action.
Okay, we're discussing the pay of a public employee. Okay, so that fits.
To
Small a. All right, then that's what we're going to go into non-public for. What?
including personnel matters must be deducted open and accessible to public. Meeting the general manager's contract. Details can be done. During the public meeting. We were talking about the other one though, the
Treasurer.
that other one. Because treasurer's election official with the stipend and commission. Yeah, no, I.
All right. I think we have the choice to do it in either. I have no problem discussing this in public. All right, is that okay? All right, we have a memo from the Board of Selectmen from Janet Pelletier, the town treasurer, and I'll read the whole thing. I've been working as town treasurer since 2021. The amount of time I dedicate to this position has increased to an average of 10+ hours per month, which is inclusive of Ray Corba's invoicing and other escrow related transactions, deposits, end of month reconciliation of all town accounts, and other miscellaneous business that randomly occurs from time to time. For the first couple of years, training under Julie Rolando required frequent meetings with Julie. However, I am now doing the majority of the treasurer's duties and responsibilities while Julie Rolando is still needed as a consultant. In 2021, the treasurer's hours were calculated to be 4 hours per month, which is why I'm requesting the increase to 10+ hours per month. In addition, the monthly stipend of $375 has been in place since 2017, and I'm requesting an increase to $500 per month. Two. Right, so it's gonna go from $375 a month to $500 a month. I had a good discussion with Janet. When she first came on, she was a little hesitant, but took the job because Julie, the former treasurer, who's a CPA and knows all the rules and was going to stay and help her do that. Janet has come along tremendously, has been doing this for 4 years now, and does a great job, relies much less on Julie. And her job has become more complicated because each of those escrow accounts that we have is a separate accounting for. So instead of having just the general account, and then of course we have water, sewer tap, bedroom tax, we have all the CIP accounts, then there's always been escrow accounts, but with the number of homes and projects related to the development up there, there's just way more escrow accounts. There's a lot of in and out money. It's just we're holding it in escrow, either over consultants or whatever, tracking it and returning it. So it is. And the other thing is some of the more simpler projects from the past, those escrow accounts would stay open for short periods of time. You open it when you build a house, you close it when we're done paying consultants. Now some of these projects are going on, a couple of years, so that there's I forget how many escrow accounts we have open right now, but it's 20+. So anyway, I am fully supportive of this. I think Janet does a great job. This is one of those thankless jobs. No one ever comes up and says, Janet, what a great job you did being the treasurer. It's just like, everybody expects it to happen, and it does happen, but that's because she works really hard at it, as did Julie before her and going back. So I'm going to make a motion that we increase her stipend to $500 a month, and that we change the budget recommendation to reflect that. All right, is there any discussion, questions?
Side account.
Right.
This is $1,500 is the difference between 75 500.
Yep. All right. Jack's voice is but basically he said that there's the difference between 375 and 500 a month is $1,500, and that we are using the consultant Julie less now than we were back in 2021, so that it's not even that much of a difference, so we'll somewhat offset this. So good point. Any other discussion? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. All right, that's unanimous. And with that, I will say a big thank you to Janet for doing that. All right, I don't think I had anything. Well, we don't have a town manager's report. Karina's not here. Uh, the one thing I will report to the big audience here is today, Tammy and I had a ball down at Plymouth District Court. We were negotiating, I don't even know if I call it a settlement, but a hopeful conclusion to the Joe Chenard junkyard litigation that is going on. I don't know how many years, but many. Where, and we don't have the written agreement in front of us because it was basically written by hand, or amendments were written by hand. We went back and forth over a couple of points that took a lot of negotiating. But anyway, we have a resolution. Approve it. So in like a quick summary, as of today, the $50 a day fines total $30,000. We've made an agreement. We were at the court today to see if the judge would grant us that full ability to collect that full amount. But with that came no real guarantee of payment, because to lien his property isn't a given in this case. So we may have been awarded an amount of money that would be uncollectible. And that was kind of our fear in having that judgment come like that. So we agreed that Joe has until basically July 1st to move all of that junk off the property. He can erect a fence. He can put up Connex boxes, shipping container type boxes. If he gets permission from the planning board to do so, which he'd have to go through site plan and put them where they say, not where they say, but where they approve, potential fencing, potential screening, etc. So he will be applying to planning board for that. There are a list of items that we put together back in May of 2022 with pictures and details. And some of those he's agreed to move. Many of them he's already moved. I mean, not moved, discarded. Yep. So he's mitigated some of it. And there's a fairly lengthy list of items that he still disputes. We have agreed to go to binding arbitration. We have a neutral attorney who will come up, look at the list, look at the land, go through. Joe can tell him why it should not have to be removed. We can tell him why it should be removed. And whatever this arbitrator declares is binding and non appealable. And then the exception to that is the 3 semi-trailers on the very south end of his property that's on the west side of Route 3, which we had declared we wanted removed. He's going to go before planning board with an application to, or he doesn't have to, but he may go to planning board to see if he can come up with a site plan that's approved by the planning board to, I want to say, deal with them, whether it's with Connex boxes or the trailers themselves or screening or whatever. He can put in whatever he wants for an application. If the planning board approves it, then he has to abide by whatever plan he has. If they don't, they have to be gone by the July 1st deadline as well. and there's a trigger in place. Right, but that's part of the arbitration. Um,
Register.
no. No, the other trailer, the arbitration, the trailer that's going to go to arbitration is supposedly registered. But that's where we stand with that. Yeah.
There was some issue. We should- terms of monetary fines or just clean the property.
Well, thank you for bringing that up. Yes, the big advantage to the town with this settlement is that in the agreement, there's an automatic permission for the town to lien the property if the July 1st deadline is not right. So we're at 30,000 today. It'll be $50 a day from now till July 1st. If it's cleaned up, that goes away. If it's not cleaned up, we can lien his property without going back to court.
Is this-
Not if he not cleans this up. Yep. Again, our goal has always been to get the property clean. It's been an expensive process, but that's been our goal. I'm working on the Board of Selectmen's annual report. And I will have a draft to the board, hopefully before our next meeting. Is that? that, um. And that's all I had. Did you have anything? Fireworks? Okay. Okay. All right. Any public participation? Oh, sorry. Oh, we presented the cane. Thank you. Right, that we were gonna do it. So, but we did go up and visited Taylor Breck, presented her with the plaque. Again, the Boston Post, the actual cane is at the Historical Society. The plaque signifies her. So we presented that to her. Took some pictures. Did okay. Yeah, it was on Tammy's phone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The staff there was great. Came in for the pictures and helped us out and all of that. So, thank you for reminding me to talk about that. Anything else? Non-public. Yeah, I was going to do public participation first. Do you have anything for us? Sure. We have not, we got zero official responses to that. We have had one pretty major contractor who's done work throughout the state on workforce housing projects, and most of their projects are, I don't know, between 50 and 150 units. At least the ones that they were discussing with me. I took them up to the land. They brought a drone, took some aerials. We walked through, looked at the existing infrastructure that was visible under the snow. Well, they've seen the request for proposal. They have not submitted one yet, but they came back with some follow-up questions, and I anticipate that they will be submitting something. Yep. So, all right, I will make a motion that we go into non-public to discuss a personnel issue. All those in favor? Aye. Yes. Happy New Year.